Hey, happy new year, happy 2026. I stayed in for the past few years. The only ritual I have for the new year is I like to take a shower, like start, a little bit before midnight and then get out a little bit afterward. That's just it. And I didn't even do it on purpose. It's just I just been getting in the shower. So this year I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and make that a little ritual. You know, take maybe it can be symbolic, like I'm washing out the old year or something. And I also cleaned up a little bit today too. I didn't clean up my whole house. I just swept them out because it needed to be swept them out. So I'm here to do episode 6 review. I know Bel-Air has been off for like 2-3 weeks, and I'm just coming in slow with these episodes, but I'm really trying to get a schedule down on how I want to do videos. And I'm also thinking about reviving my old series called Flowers, where I'm basically doing a video on black celebrities that I feel like deserve their flowers, that I feel like need more recognition. But anyway, Bel-Air season 4, final season, episode 6. So Hilary is finally back. I was wondering what's going on. Like, it took her 6 episodes to come back, but I don't know for a fact, but I think she was probably touring or something. Because it seemed like I remember hearing about her being on tour with somebody. Like, she's not headlining, but she's like on tour with other artists who are probably more like well known. So I'm thinking anytime a show does that where you don't see somebody, it's usually because they have something going on in their personal life. So, but Hilary is back. She had to go to Costa Rica because her husband died like the next day, right after they got married, and she was like, she just needs some time away. You know what? It must be really nice to just have enough money where you can just, you know what? I'm sad. I'm going to go to Costa Rica and stay there for 2-3 months. I cannot wait until I get to that point in my life where it's like, man, I just want to go to Canada. Well, it wouldn't be anywhere cold like that, but I just want to go to Maui or whatever for 2-3 months because I'm sad. That must be the life. So she came back and she's in her boho chic thing. You know, she has the braids twist in her hair and like the natural thing. Because, before they were paying homage to OG Hilary. So she was wearing like the Chanel 2-piece tweed, skirt, matching blazer. She was doing a lot of that. But now they got her like, into the boho thing from being out in the waterfalls, and I don't know if I should say jungle, but whatever scenery Costa Rica has going on. So last episode, Will and Carlton are kind of having second thoughts about their school choice. So Will talks to his mom and she's like, look, you're getting a full ride. Okay, just go. Because he's like, well, the coach is like, just focus on basketball, and I'm trying to I want to major in something. He wants to do something besides just play ball, and there's nothing wrong with that. But his mama's not trying to hear. She actually hung up the phone on him and everything. And Viv has been having issues. The last episode actually ended with her holding her stomach. Because, she was already stressing out because she couldn't get a hold of Uncle Phil. And Tony Childs had came there to tell her that, Jazz's business had been flagged and all that. So the doctor that they see at first that comes to the house, makes a house call, Hilary's there. He's talking about, well, you're just a little tired. Here's some little ointment. Here's a prescription for some ointment. And what else did I say? Get some rest or whatever. And Hilary's like, look, you're passing out. You're having we need a second opinion. So her and Ashley were on her Instagram live later on. And they were, of course, had been talking about, Aunt Viv's symptoms about her being sick during her pregnancy. And people started commenting saying, you know what, I've had those same symptoms too. And so she got a second opinion and found out it was something with like her liver, something pregnancy related with the liver. And, you know, I'm glad that they put that in there because, and I actually was talking to someone about this online because there's this thing where I don't know what it is, but oftentimes black people, black women especially, we get misdiagnosed. A lot of times they don't think we feel pain, or we exaggerating. I know a lot of time it's harder for black people to get pain meds. Because listen, I remember when I was in college the very first time way back in the day, I was going to be parole officer, so I was taking a criminal justice class, and the police officer, he was a former police officer, the instructor, and he said that they actually have bullets specifically for black people. So that should tell you that people really do think we're like stronger or something, or have a higher pain tolerance. And so oftentimes we get misdiagnosed, get looked over, and so I'm glad that they brought that up in this episode because that is true. Remember a few months ago, not too long ago, but like maybe 2 months ago, a month ago, the lady was having labor. It was two of them. It was two black women. One of them, she ended up having her baby in a car, and the other lady, she was there in so much pain, and the nurse was just sitting there just like on her computer doing stuff, like wasn't really paying her much attention. So I'm glad they brought that up, like I said, and I'm glad that Aunt Viv is getting that taken care of. Please, 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 like Hilary was saying, you know your body. I don't have to go to school for 12, 14 years to tell you something's not right. And if you just feel like the person, the doctor that you are seeing is not telling you what you feel like is what's wrong with your body, it's okay to get a second, third opinion. Do what you got to do. So, you know, Uncle Phil is still in this thing. Now, the job is done, right? That's what Jeffrey was telling dried out, pixie cut, lace front wig last episode. But he's like, you know what? He goes down to the precinct and he's just basically like, look, this is what's going on. The business owners that we were doing this with, you know, they don't know, blah, blah, blah. And so the guy was like, well, you're looking at 20 years minimum. And he said, Uncle Phil was like, but you don't want me. You want the whole, what is it, syndicate? You know, dried out pixie wig, lace front wig lady, the London thing. He said, that's who you want. So he gets Lisa's daddy, who is the DA, comes in there. And so the guy that's interviewing him, I guess he's a detective. He's like, oh, hey, what are you doing here? Blah, blah, blah. And so Uncle Phil was like, look, I have recordings. I have them on videotape, voice recordings, all that. But the guy was like, well, we want more. We want your boy Jeffrey. And so, because he slides a picture saying we want this guy because he was the one that was doing the actual money drop-offs. And so Uncle Phil's like, dang, you know, him and Jeffrey been cool 20 years, pretty much since his kids have been in the world. I think Hilary was like 3 or 4 or something. So they've pretty much grown up to see this man. So now we got to figure out, okay, what is he going to do? So later on in this episode, Will is trying to hustle to get his college application into another school because a deadline is coming. And he did something that I thought was great, where he pretty much used the people that he knew, like networking. And I'm telling you, networking will get you in some doors. Like, I got my first job because I was in line at Aldi's and we let the lady get in front of me. It was me and my mother. We let the lady get in front of us because she only had like 2 or 3 items. And she was like, oh, thank you so much. And, you know, I guess she could tell I was young. And she was like, you know, I work for Kroger. You know, we're hiring. That's how I got my first job. I mean, if I would have went in there and just put in an application, who knows if I would have got a call back? Like, who knows? Sometimes who you know can get you in more so than I'm not going to say more so than a degree or diploma, but sometimes that is the case, you know. So that's what he's doing now. So he runs across this one guy. The guy's like, look, last time I was with you, you and your boy Carlton got locked up. And that chick Angel, who, if you're familiar with her, she is a part of Kev on Stage, you know, like entourage. I don't want to say entourage, but like group of comedians. And she's a janitor on here, and she was like, look, I've been washing these halls for, paraphrasing, 20 years, and kids just walk by, don't say nothing. She said, this young man right here, because he was about to blow him off. She was like, this young man right here says hi to me. He asked about my husband, all that. She was like, look, you can help him out, blah, blah, blah. So he's like, okay, I'll take the chance on you. And you know what? That just goes to show, though, like, it never hurts to be nice. You know what I'm saying? Even if you feel like a janitor is beneath you, at the end of the day, quick story. And then I'm going to come back to this discussion. When I was working at Old Navy, there's a guy there. He was a maintenance man. Older guy, was like 72, 73, Mr. George. He ended up having some health problems, right? And he had to leave. And when I tell you, him not being there made a huge difference. We would come in the morning, bathroom be dirty, because he would sweep and mop the bathrooms every morning. Because, you know, we're in a high traffic store, so it's not like at home where you don't really have to mop your bathroom every single day, but you're dealing with customers, you're dealing with coworkers. Yeah, you got to sweep them up every day. Dust mop the whole entire store. Dust mannequins. When he was gone, we saw it. So even if you feel like someone is beneath you because of their job status, please understand that their job is needed and you probably wouldn't want to do it yourself. So shout out to Will for being nice and speaking to her. I mean, that makes all the difference. Now, something I don't understand, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not too much feeling the Ashley character because I'm trying to see, how should I put this? I'm not sure if, okay. So her boyfriend, who goes by they and them, right? They wear uniforms at the school. So he's wearing a skirt. They're in the hallway talking. And the principal's like, look, you can't wear that. That's for girls. Ashley's like, well, they can, why can't he? And, so he ends up getting detention because he's not in uniform. So she jacks up her uniform, throws some paint on it or something that she did to it. And she got sent to detention to be with him because she was talking to Hilary. And Hilary was like, well, sometimes it helps to be with somebody. I don't think Hilary meant jack up your stuff. Like, I just feel like that was, first of all, that was stupid to me. You're going to miss out on your education because you want to sit in detention with him. And the skirts are for girls. This is the thing. I feel like school tries to prepare you for real life. When you get a job and they have a certain uniform, you have to wear what they want you to wear or you get another job. It's not going, I understand you go by they and them, but you can't wear pants to school. Just wear the pants to school. I just felt like you're both missing out on your education off of something kind of dumb to me. Then when I was thinking about that, like before I wrote my notes, I was like, well, is that the same as somebody wearing dreads or cornrows and they're saying that's not a part of the uniform? You got to take that down. I'm more defensive about that because I feel like that's more of a racial, ethnic attack more so than like just wear the pants. But I'm guessing other people will probably look at it as a gender attack by him not being able to wear the skirt. So I don't know. It's one of those things where that's why I feel like sometimes just go by the rules if it because I don't feel like him wearing, if you go by they and them, I feel like you can wear either or, right? Just wear the pants. Don't miss out on your class because you want to wear a skirt. And Ashley falling behind. I'm like, girl, That's just my 2 cents on that. So while Will is struggling, well, not struggling, but just like he was having issues with his choice of school at first, so was Carlton. Carlton's like, man, I really don't want to go back to this whole being a person of color in a dominantly white school and having to be a representation for the whole entire race. And, that's part of the reason why he was abusing drugs. He had a lot of pressure on him. And Uncle Phil told him, he said, look, I just wanted you to have that choice of going to an Ivy League school. Not that you have to go or it's going to make me feel some type of way if you don't go. So I'm glad they had that talk, because he was really feeling like Uncle Phil was going to be upset with him, or, but it's just beautiful that he's in a position where he can go to Ivy League school if he wants to and not have to be in hundreds of thousands of dollars of student loan debt trying to go there. So we have another special guest, Miss Tyra Banks. I keep forgetting she was on Fresh Prince. She was on there for a few episodes, like I want to say the 5th or 6th season. It was basically when Will and Lisa weren't dating. So it was either before or after they were dating. But the scene, there's a scene, because if you are a fan of the show, you recognize all the little Easter eggs that they put in Bel-Air. There's a scene where Jackie and Will, and Tyra Banks played Jackie in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, where they both were like, something like, you did. They were both talking at the same time, like, damn. And then they ran off, like she ran off this way, he ran off that way. And so Aunt Viv and Jackie reenacted that because she was Jackie's line sister, or I'm not familiar with sororities, but she, I guess, was the one in charge of the line, right, when they were pledging. And she was like, yeah, Viv always used to come in late and talk back. And then that's when they did the reenactment. I thought that was so, I don't know. It makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside when they pay homage to the original show. So we only got 3 more episodes. No, this is 6, right? 2 more. Wow, 2 more episodes. Episodes 7 and 8. So let me know what you think about this episode. I'm going to go ahead and crank these other 2 out. Then we're going to get back to these Tubi movies. I know y'all been waiting on that. That's my favorite thing to go over are the Tubi movies, because some of them are some gems, okay? Shout out to my 182 subscribers. Shout out to the rest of you as well who are not subscribed, but you can by hitting that button for me. Happy 2026, everybody. We have made it to another year. I wish everyone peace, prosperity, and as always, blessings to each and every last one of you watching. Until next time.